Alright guys, so we're not very close to what's happening, so we can't hear properly. But what's happening today is that the Prime Minister is handing over a home to a resident of Donovan Williams's constituency in central Kingston. Her name is Paulette Reynolds. If you check our Facebook page about now or maybe in a few minutes, you should see her. But this is the home, and if you like, I can give you a tour. So just after the Prime Minister speaks, he will come here and do ribbon cutting, because you know we cut ribbons because there are a lot of things happening in the country. So I'm gonna see if I can give you a tour of the inside of the house. This is nice. This is a better setup. Alright guys, I don't know if you've ever been inside one of the social homes, but this is what it looks like. This. So this is room number 1. This is the bathroom. This is room number 2. This is the closet. Very lovely closet. I'm actually inside the closet right now. And then we have room number 3 over here, which also has a closet. And I guess you could say it's a walk-in closet, because here I am inside the closet. And this is the yard. So we are now in central Kingston. As you know, I'm gonna go back outside, and like I said, the audio is not good, so you may not hear anything, but we will give it a shot. I'm not in your shot, right? Okay. I'm just squeezing here. No, it's Facebook.
The new social housing program is one of the interventions of the government in breaking the cycle of poverty, of which I am most pleased. The program was conceptualized in 2018. The first execution in 2019, 2020 thereabouts. And now we are at the point where literally every week we are able to hand over between 3 and 7 houses. We have under construction now approximately 43 units under construction, and today we did 301st house that we are actually now handing over. The intention is to be able to assist all Jamaicans find themselves in a housing crisis. Either they are homeless or where they currently live is below the acceptable standard of shelter, or they are impacted by weather events or other tragic events, or they live in what is termed in Jamaica tenement yard, a big yard, and the program has successfully worked out the modalities and the methodologies as to how this can be done. There are essentially three critical elements to the program. The first element is to identify the beneficiary, meaning to select the person who actually needs it, because you know, as they say in Jamaica, there are many greedy persons who fight out the needy person. So you have to have a system that identifies the needy and not the greedy. And I think we are perfecting that. And have a very thorough and robust beneficiary identification system. Now, once we have identified the beneficiary, then we have to ensure that the beneficiary can actually receive the benefit. The benefit that we give is a house. We don't give land. This program is not designed to give land. So the beneficiary must either have land available or they can get access to land. This is usually the most tedious part of the process. In this case, Ms. Reynolds was living here already. She had the land, so that was easy. But she was identified as a beneficiary. And the criteria for the identification, she was a fire victim. She was not working or have the resources. She has a quite a sizable household, and it can be she has two boys here, her grandchildren will be living with her. So she met all the criteria. The third element of the program is the design, procurement, contracting, and construction. We have improved our ability to design these units. We have some stock design. They look very, very lovely, and they help to improve the aesthetics of the community in which they are. Then, in terms of the procurement, that is not within our remit and control. It can take anywhere from 6 months to a year. We are trying to ensure that we comply with all the rules of procurement, that there is no question about any corruption or any doubt as to whether or not the program is run appropriately and that the most qualified persons are actually. Then there is the contracting stage. Once the person who enters the procurement exercise wins, then we have to enter into a contract with them to build. We have to provide insurance and other requirements. And sometimes those things end up in problem. In this constituency, having entered into a contract, sometimes the contractors are not able to fulfill the contract. And we have had cases, for example, where the contractor would have started and abandoned the work. To say, listen, violence in the area is too much. And when I come to work, people are demanding half of the value of the contract. Don't make any sense to me, so you just give that up and go away. Then sometimes they start to work and there's problem with labor. People come to work, they work half day and leave, they take long, and so contractors do get frustrated. And we have had a number of these circumstances which have impacted the delivery time. And then there is the actual construction. A unit like this, believe it or not, can be constructed in 2 weeks. But the Jamaican building culture still has not yet reached to the point where we believe that if it is built quickly, it is still good. There's a sense that it does take long if it is built properly. But these buildings are, in other cultures we see, hospitals being built in a couple of days. What is this to be built in a few days? And we need to start to adopt that culture of getting these things done quickly. This, I am told, was done in how many weeks? Less than 4 weeks. So it can be done. So for all the elements we are improving our strategic capabilities. Being able to identify the beneficiaries quickly. We only hold up here with the land and the permitting issues over which we have no control, and we are improving our design and contracting as well. So you're going to be seeing a scaling up of this program in the near future, so that we can address the needs of more Jamaicans everywhere I go in the country. Somebody come and pull my ears and it's and I quite understand. Of course, I can't tell them yes on the spot. I have to say, apply through your member of parliament, or if you can write to the Ministry of Housing, then we will come and investigate you. When you are in despair, in crisis, you are homeless, you are sleeping in a car, living under a tree, you don't want to hear about process and the time it takes. But we have to pay attention to process. Because the same people who the only one is the same people who will turn around and cuss you when it is not done properly. So we have to strike that balance, how to do it properly, but quickly. And I think that this program is a case study in how government can execute these programs without any form of controversy. If you were to compare this with other programs, this program has been an amazingly successful program in all areas of Britain. Certainly, if you were to compare this to Operation Pride, absolutely no.
True. Can't have a food on them. True. Operation Pride, there's nowhere near this.
It's a great pleasure to hand over this house to Ms. Reynolds. But before we do so, even though the house is free to Ms. Reynolds, it is you, the taxpayers, who pay for it. And even though Ms. Reynolds is receiving benefit, you, the taxpayer, also receive some benefit. What we want to do is secure that benefit. What is that benefit? We well know that when we invest in our people and improve their housing stock, their children, our grandchildren, they will perform better. It's a far different environment to be cramped up in one room, everybody sleeping on the same bed, with the whole sleep home down trying to study, versus having a room and proper bathroom facilities and kitchen facilities that they can focus on their schoolwork. So it means that there are less children who will become deviant and become a threat to school in our society. So we want to enshrine that in a legal document here called social contract. What is social contract? We need a simple explanation. It says is that this house was built for your residence and you will live there, you will rent it out to somebody else or use it for any other purpose other than the residence. In other words, the taxpayer put this money here for the benefit of your residential living, you and your family, not for you to go and make money off of it. Because if that were the case, we would have given it to somebody else to deal with. Otherwise, you would fall in the category of greed and abuse. Right? This house is for the greed. Alright, secondly, this house also good. If I were to be passing here one day and I feel thirsty, and I come into the yard and look at the house, I must have a question in that never mind. That's whether or not I go back to the house or what. Right? That means that we must maintain the house in the state of repair that we see. Well maintained. Agreed? Alright. Thirdly, anything that you're going to do here must be legal, including legal light and legal water. What do you say about that? Sure. Unless you have legal connection, you're ready. Alright. Fourthly, if further fortune were to smile on you, let's say you win the lottery, and they say, you know what, I'm going up 2 more stories than you. Before you do any modification, adjustments, additions, must contact the new social housing program, and of course you must get your building approvals from the KCC and so forth. But it is important of the new social housing unit, because want to go and modify the house outside of what it was specified. Alright? So we can advise you what weight the foundation can take, where the columns are, all those kinds of things before you modify that. Because we have to still protect the taxpayers. Alright? And finally, and most important, is that you will continue to be a decent, law-abiding, upstanding, participating citizen that you are. In other words, you wouldn't get this house if the social survey and report and rule revealed that you were one of the problem people in the community. Alright, we don't give these benefits to people who create problems in the community. We only give benefits to people who help to make the community better. Alright? Because the taxpayers should not be rewarding people who are destroying the community. So we want you to continue to be a decent law-abiding, upstanding citizen, and that you will ensure that these laws teacher, nurse, lawyer, policeman, soldier, people are contributing. Alright? So if you agree with all of those things, let us sign the document. Alright,
Alright, you have to probably come in front of the table. In front of the table because the tree is blocking.
This flag is under. This flag is under who?
And the Holness.
And this is Facebook. This is his Facebook account. Just curiosity. Just curiosity.
Oh, that's okay. No problem.
So tell you what, if you come here, it's all around. Alright?
Alright, don't hold it over your face. Put it down. Down.
Why everything you do the PMP, they say them are between our pipeline.
Pipeline rust.
Everything you do down there between our pipeline. Go on, my boss. Go on. Pipeline. Go. We're sorry.
Alright, take a picture. Oh, good. Can you hold
It has been said.
Alright, sir.
It has been said that all I am doing
It's continuing on.
Oh, this is beautiful. And the biggest one down in our 4 weeks. This is your room.
I'm longing for this nice home. Oh, I can always fix it for Christmas. And thanks so much.
No, this is really nice. You see what we can do? This was done in less than 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Less than 4 weeks. And the truth is, we can build a house like this in days, literally, if it is properly planned and executed and you have all the resources properly planned. And that's what we want to do. We want to accelerate the pace of it.
Okay, and then to Mr. Barry. Oh God, I love this man. This man put everything together.
Barry works in the social housing program and he does part of the social surveys. So what people don't see of the program, they see the building, right? But they don't see the work that is done with the recipient beforehand to prepare the recipient to receive the house. There is a view that, okay, you just hand somebody a house and immediately their life changes. No, that's not how it is. They do quite a bit of work to determine, first of all, that you genuinely deserve and need a house. That's number one. And then secondly, they help you through the process to get all the documentation and everything that is needed. And they keep you informed because the process can have its stops and starts. And then they guide you and help you to have a mindset change as you prepare to receive the house. So it's a comprehensive program.
Thanks for it.
Blessings.
And everything we go. You got married. Look at what we did. That was the best. Typical.
Hey, yes. Alright guys, so when we leave here, we're going to a different site. So we're handing over 3 more houses in this constituency. So this is house number 1, and you saw the inside, so let's have a look at the outside. So this is it. This is the wash area. Really lovely house. Looks very good. It's one of the better looking homes here. And one of the things the Prime Minister says is that when you get houses like these, it will help to increase the appearance or improve the appearance of the constituency, and more people will start to build homes like these, you know, so the house and the community will start to become more elevated. So this is what the house looks like. I'm just going to give you a 360. So this is the back, or is maybe, yeah, this is the back where we were a while ago. The front with the veranda. The front. And then here we go.
No, middle.
This is Central Kingston. Donovan Williams. Guys, look at this area. Look at this area. The entire area is branded in orange. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Honestly, look at this. It's so tacky. All right, guys.
Look at the dirt. Yeah. The cement on the wall like
It is unmuted, guys. You can't hear. Can you hear now, guys?
Yes, sir. 7 days. 7 days. I know. I'm not no man. I do.
Once you take over, somebody
Welcome to new home. Now stop country man. Now stop country man. But now stop country man. The best prime minister ever. The best prime minister ever. Never listen to history yet. Father God, essential Kingston. Never.
That's what you're saying? Remember something on the mic like you? You smoking?
Yes, yeah.
Well, shall I put it this way? Well, yeah, that's it.
We need some lights here.
This is the Wi-Fi.
That's not
All right. So, you're welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me welcome you once again to the constituency of Central Kingston. I want to acknowledge the presence of the most honorable Prime Minister and Holness. I want to also acknowledge the presence of Mr. the chair of the new social housing unit oversight committee, who has joined us today. You know, Mr. Prime Minister, in the past, we're used to having a permanent secretary, but I know she will fit in well and standing. Yes. Welcome again to Central Kingston, and thank you for the wonderful work that you're doing in this constituency. I want to acknowledge Superintendent Marisol Williams, commanding officer for the Kingston Central Police Division. I want to acknowledge the hard-working members of the MEJJC team, Mr. Cargill, Barry Morgan, and others. Welcome to the media, members of the media fraternity who are here. We want to also acknowledge the residents who are here, and of course our wonderful beneficiary, Ms. Keisha Lewis. Look at that beautiful smile. Mr. Prime Minister, as I've said before, and I've been saying this repeatedly, given it's a good thing that it tells us that you have been doing a lot of work in Central Kingston. You have been building a lot of houses. Whereas the Minister would say he will be giving bus upon bus, I see that you are helping us in Central Kingston house upon house. And to some well-deserved beneficiaries, persons who have been interviewed and surveyed by your team, whose social circumstances and the plight that they have found themselves in are qualified beneficiaries. Keisha Wilson is here today. She, has a picture, a photograph will reveal that she was living in really deplorable conditions prior to this, with her ill grandmother, her ill mother, and her family. And when she reached out to my office and I came here and visited the property, I had no option but to make an application and invite your team to have a look at the property, given us her circumstances. And I know she's a really beneficiary. Where she relocated to while this house was being constructed, burnt down. So she, in a sense, is a victim of a double tragedy. And so we're happy for this day that we're here to, this intervention from your ministry having stuff to improve her life, her family's life, and to continue to uplift not only members of the Central Kingston community, our friends of Jamaica. Thank you very much. Come on.
Well said, MP, well said.
All right, Miss Keisha, your time. Tell us how you came by this house.
Well,
and the struggles that you had to overcome.
I've been a single parent all my life, since I started having children. So, I was living in a board structure that was run down, and I reached out to my MP, and he came, he visited, and he made the application for me, and not just the deplorable condition of the house, I have multiple health issues, so does my mom, and my late retarded brother. He was here too, but unfortunately passed away last year, June, and that's how we were able to get this house. And double trouble, we relocated further down the road. It got burnt down the 11th of April with everything that we possessed. So right now, the only thing we own is this beautiful 2-bedroom house. And I'm sure, by the grace of God, we'll get better stuff to put in. So I thank my MP, and I'm so much grateful to my Prime Minister and the taxpayers of Jamaica, and I'm so very grateful. Yeah, I'm so very grateful. No, here was run down, but where I relocated got burnt down while this was being constructed, and that happened the 11th of April this year. So I'm currently staying with a friend, a good friend of mine on the road, me and my 17-year-old daughter. My mom is 2 houses from me. Since the fire, she has been in the hospital, do surgery, still have the stitches in her stomach. Last week, Thursday, I was at the hospital with her. She fell down, hit her face, and it has been tragedy after tragedy. But to God be the glory. We are here, and I'm here to collect my key to my new house. So,
Praise the Lord.
Thank you again, Mr. Prime Minister.
Good afternoon. I am Judith Roberts, Principal Finance Officer in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and also Chair of the New Social Resources Oversight Committee. The role and function of the committee is to review all applications that are submitted by each member of Parliament. Each financial year, each member of Parliament is allocated 5 houses for single units, 5 houses, but the list comes in with more than 5, and the team has to investigate all names on the list. And in our investigation, we not only do a social inquiry, we also look at the land structure to ensure that the land is suitable to do the construction. And we also, in our investigation, we also have to look at ownership of the land, because the individual has to come to us with the land. And if they don't own the land or have legal authority for us to build on it, we cannot, unfortunately, build on the land, because then we will be creating another problem. So once we go through all of that, the report comes to the committee, and the committee consists of persons from various backgrounds. We have persons from NLA, we have persons from Archers, we have council on the committee, and we go through the reports, and then the determination is there in the mail whether the application is approved or if it is declined. If it is approved, it goes to procurement. It goes to tender, where any contractor can bid on it, and once that is completed, then we move to the procurement committee, who reviews it, the contract is put together, the construction contract, and then it is signed. In Ms. Lewis' case, it took a little long because we had issues with the contractor. There are times that we go to contract, we find a contractor, but for some reason, the contract has to be terminated because maybe lapse of time, and the work has not started. So when that time, we have to go back to tender again. So this was the case with Ms. Lewis, that's why it took so long here. So once the house is constructed, we have the Prime Minister let us hand over to the beneficiary.
Thank you very much, Judith. I had a pre-prepared set of thoughts that I wanted to give about this house. But as I entered the property and I was met by this wonderful being here, Keisha, and she extended her hand and she said, "Welcome, Prime Minister, well done, well done." It showed me that she was an embracing person, a positive thinking person, and that she was grateful for what she has received in life. Not feeling entitled, but just grateful. And as I sat and listened to her story, I reflected upon the job I have, which is sometimes to determine how things are distributed. Who gets what, when, how, and where. It's a very difficult job to do because everybody believes that their circumstances deserve the attention. But as you would have listened very carefully to Keisha's story, there is not one hint of life being unfair to her. Meaning, she would have told you the story, but it is not as if to say this should never have happened to me. Or I'm being dealt with unfairly, or it is someone else's fault, or it is some curse or something. In other words, she views life in a very positive way, and she approaches it with a certain strength that whatever comes, by the grace of God, we will overcome it. Her circumstances would be more tragic than most others. Imagine living in a house that has collapsed, having had to move out of it, move somewhere else, and then that is destroyed by fire and all your belongings destroyed with it. Then your mother falls ill, is in the hospital, done surgery, and as she's coming out of the hospital, she falls and injures herself severely. Many Jamaicans are facing these kinds of everyday challenges. Some fall into despair and view life in a negative way, and others view life in a positive way. And even though the challenges come, they still take a positive view. I'm a positive thinker. I believe in positive energy. I don't wish ill on people or would want to see anyone not succeed. And I celebrate the people who succeed and try to help those who are not succeeding. It's always good to be in the presence of positive people, of people who attract positivity in the world. And I think just sitting beside you, Keisha, and listening to your story, And look at your smile.
We're saying one people.
If you believe in the astrology. But it's just a way of thinking and a way to approach life that, you know, good will come. At the end of the day, we will succeed. Well, today is the day of the universe opening up for you in a positive way. And so what I want to do is to have you sign the final document in this process, which is the social contract. And the social contract essentially says that this house was built for your residence, not for anything else. So I'm not expecting to hear that Keisha rented out the house and gone to live somewhere else.
Not a chance.
Right? Secondly, you have to maintain the house in the state that you have received the permit. Thirdly, anything you do here must be legal. No illegal light or illegal. You must have legal light and legal water. Alright? And you know, I know some of these communities sometimes persons may try to take over homes to do all kinds of nefarious activities. You have to make sure that you control your property and that it's not used in any way for any legal activity. Fourthly, if further fortune were to smile on you and you wanted to go 2 stories up, as I see your neighbors have gone up as well, but before you do that, you would make contact with the Ministry of Economic Growth and Cooperation and Social Housing Unit to get some advice and approval as to what are the changes that you can make. Because as you would have imagined, this house is system built and there are certain specifications as to how you can modify the house. And then of most importance is that you will continue to be the positive, upstanding citizen that you have been in the community. If you agree to all of those things, then we can sign the social contract. You sign here, sign here, and you're a member of parliament. You witness your signature.
Wait. Alright, pass it.
Hello. Hi. It's a switch here.
No.
Let's All the tree them are yeah, all the tree them are all the tree them nice clean empty skirts.
I don't know what happened. I don't even know. I mean, it was on here, but I thought it was secure. Thanks.
Coming out. It smells good, man. Coming out. It smells good every time.
Hey, sweet lady. You alright? Oh, so we're gonna walk. Boy. I would have inside of the salon. Sorry. Thank you. Hey. Wait, let me go. Can you take this, please?
You? First
I am her auntie. Very much my auntie community.
One. Pota.
Yee.
Can I edit from the leave it again, okay?
Well, no, just put
Yes. Come. Give her away.
her face is black, PM.
If I can go by the side. I could go by the side.
Huh?
I could go by the side.
Don't prioritize you when you're screaming, okay? So
No,
don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to say it. So you need to
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Ready? All right. After 3. One, 2, 3.
Step up na yung pusich.
Step up na din yan. Yeah.
Donovan. All right, this one we have to move quick because small quarters are hot. But the subjects have to stand behind. So this is what they
Hey, you will line sa that way. You will line. We can come in.
All right.
You can go.
So if you can control the noise.
Yes, please.
Marlon.
Yeah. Alan, let's start at those here.
Ready? Yeah. Stand right, sir. Ready, sir. Ready? All right. Whoa, this is hard. So, Donovan, start us off.
Yes. Welcome again, everyone. Thank you for coming. Mr. Prime Minister, we want to welcome you again to the constituency of Central Kingston. One of the work you have been doing through the social housing unit, the ministry, one of them. This is not personally here. Actually, is in charge of the chair of the oversight committee in the social housing unit. I want to thank you for being here with us again. I want to recognize the commanding officer of the Central Kingston Police Division. I want to acknowledge our recipient here, Ms. Stephanie Waters and her mom, the team from the media, residents. Mr. Prime Minister, I'm particularly pleased with this unit. This is one of the units when we visited with the engineers from the social work unit. We had a challenge, and the challenge was the space for the specification of the standard unit. And I am happy to say that the unit worked through the process and overcome the challenge. Eventually, this unit was approved. And today, I'm very happy. And I tell you why, because we have two beneficiaries here and a family who were in dire need. The circumstances apart from the physical ailments and the physical challenge, the property initially resides of the substance, significantly for this unit. I want to say thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you again from the team from the Ministry of Education.
Thank you. We will now hear from Ms. Rogers.
I am because the condition that we were living in is a good condition. But I thank you, Mr. Donovan and Prime Minister, also giving us this unit and so appreciate the thank you, Mr. Barry, that you are here with me right through. Thank you again, Mr. Donovan. You are always there for me. The care of the circumstances, how often you are always there. And I am so pleased. I am so grateful. I am so overwhelmed. Tears of joy. Thank you so much. First one, she gets August 20, and she gets one afterwards again. But it was a little bit challenging for me because it's in one supplying pampers and food stuff and it wasn't terribly great. But listening to that, my chances were as a bird for communities and share of food. My case of my sickness and my diabetes from 2006 when I had my last child. It was a little bit challenging. Challenges I was working against. Different times, and in November, I get on this November, that's worse. The doctor cut off one of the toes totally. I was on the and it can cause a bone infection. Right? And we were dressing it and that we take interest hospital for skin graft and pressure on her. So the skin graft really so it discharged from her visiting clinic overall. In December, I take down sick. Couldn't eat anything. Couldn't having fever constantly, the fever not going down, pain in the legs going out, the body going up. And it bursts out. And it was smelling really very good. And January 29. I had my authoritative cottage and I get discharged the 6th of February. That is all the reason I get here. But I'm still having challenges because this one keep on happening. Let's pray for this.
Did it? Is it for?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Julie Robert, Chair of the New Social Housing Committee. Our committee reviewed all applications and housing to the New Social Housing Unit as after they had done the investigation and in reviewing our report that is presented to the committee, there are factors and variables that we look at. And as Ed Williams said, the land was an issue in this case because when the report comes in, that's the land as the report in the land as well. Just the ownership was also the structure. So once we complete all of that process, we move to the procurement stage. Once we find a contractor, the contract is signed. Unfortunately, in this case, the beneficiary, we had a history with the contractor, so we had to turn it off to go back to tender. So that's what caused the delay. Their house being completed on a timely basis. So once we clear the hurdles with our contractor, so we sign the contract, the house is constructed, end of the program, the beneficiary with units in our island.
Thank you, Jade. Now, some time ago, there were some articles appearing in the press regarding the delay in the delivery of social housing. I believe that this would have been one of the units referred to. The delay primarily was due to difficulties with the contractor who simply could not complete the works. Once you're locked into a contract, it is not as straightforward as just terminating and replacing. We had to go back through the process of procurement, which meant that this had to be put to tender, a new contract brought in, a new contract issued, and works restarted. We went through that process as is required by law. But on the flip side of it, whilst we perfect the processes, persons like Ms. Rogers and her mother are living in circumstances that can only be described as subhuman and really poor reflection on the society generally. However, today is a and as I met you at the entrance, and we greeted each other in the pose, you broke down in tears of joy, obviously, that finally your long struggles, the delays and the disappointments were now at an end. That we can have some comfort to live in with you, your mother, your grandchildren who I saw running around, that your circumstances will be that much better. It is not going to return your leg or return your mother full time. But at least it will give you some comfort and it possibly will contribute to stabilization of your the people of Jamaica, I'm sure all of us who are taxpayers would agree that you are a deserving beneficiary and that their tax dollars is being put to good use. You know, when the taxpayers pay their taxes, every taxpayer has in the back of their mind when they're paying their taxes, they want to know that their taxes are being put to good use. Now, some of it, some of the taxes go towards paying workers, paying the wage bill, building roads and highways. But a portion of the taxes goes towards what is called the social safety. And the social safety net is part of the social contract that we have. That those of us who live in the country and have means and we pay taxes, we also have to look out for those who live in our same country who may not pay taxes because they have no means. And it shouldn't be that only those who have means live well and those who don't suffer. So there's a kind of social contract backed by the taxes that we pay, that we say that there is a minimum standard that every Jamaican should have. And programs like these are a justification, right, for the expenditure on social work. And when we see cases like yours, it also goes to justify the expenditure. You are truly a deserving beneficiary. I'm very happy to be able to hand you the support. But before we do it, there's one final thing that I'm going to ask you to do, which is to sign a social contract. And I'm certain that was explained to you what the social contract is, but very quickly, you're free to maintain the house in the condition that you received it, that anything you're doing here, it will be legal. If you intend to modify the house in any way, you will contact the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation under the new social housing program. That you will live here, this will be your residence, you won't do anything else with the house. And most importantly, that you will continue to be an upstanding citizen. You agree to those things which obviously you have because you signed already. So it now gives me great pleasure to officially hand over to you your house.
Thank you.
Very good. All right.
No, sir. Come to me. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I'm trying to stabilize the internet. I really am. So we're going to our fourth and final handing over ceremony, and then we're heading to a groundbreaking ceremony for a housing development under the new social housing program. serious. This is my world. I love this. Red shirt.
Yo, people, stand up.
It took me a while, trust me. It's good? Let's go move forward. You're right, or you want me to hold it? Okay.
Commanding officer, superintendent, Bernice Williams. Okay. Also, Rob Walters, Mrs. Rob Walters of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Social housing and oversight committee is actually here responsibility to ensure that this program runs board. Also want to acknowledge our beneficiary today, Mr. Leonard Papa, who has waited long, but today it is what do you say? Yes, ma'am, Mr. Papa.
I feel excited. You see the comments.
You have good neighbors. Your neighbor is looking out for you. Your neighbor is still working.
Central Kingston. And I think I should start off by saying that the social housing program is non-partisan and non-political. We really don't care what the political atmosphere of the bedroom. What we look at in determining the bedroom is need. So this is one of the programs that resonates with all Jamaicans, regardless of their politics, their community members are activating and they have bent my ears to their lips. They say, Prime Minister, you are what you know, one of your So I know that despite whatever noise there may be between here, it is a generally well respected and accepted program because of how it has delivered. And it has delivered with an endurance. Almost every week we can be handing over. We have gone over 300 houses now and then over to beneficiaries. We have about 43 houses under construction. And we have many more applications of the program. So this is a program that should last the political test. It is a program that is designed for now, having said that, the work of limits regarding the time frame of the limit is done in one of the houses that took some time to this is not of the program itself, but a general challenge that we have with the contracting process. And sometimes, you know, the use by particular something when the government is involved in a construction project, it is the government that has to that is not the case. This is not the government. Government gets into a contract with someone in the development projects of no contractors cannot experience this physical We need to fit to that same concept. But then for what I'm saying, we're not able to complete the contract. We can't just terminate the contract and say, all right, one roll under the contract, somebody else will do it. No, what happens is that we go through another process. The termination process is outlined step and sometimes. And then we have to go back to the regulatory process. That has a certain that we have to do. And therefore, when I know you would better a year ago, we could not avoid but today, it's 78 years old. You are now in the twilight of life, and you are thank God because you were born and in the early 1900s, this community presidential these buildings of the past upgrade and improvement generally they are So, Mr. Tucker is asking that question. Which are the people? And I believe it's important to address it because there are persons who are vested in mischief. Mr. Tucker said to me that he was told and he can't build that house in the next month. And secondly, that you can't pass on the house with children. We have this ceremony precisely for that, to explain in excruciating detail, to combat those negative persons who want to destroy the privilege, but we will never allow lies to overcome. You must always overcome. So, in your contract, it states that if you are going to modify this house, if further fortune were to fall on you, and you want it to go upstairs, all that we ask is that you notify and ask for approval from relevant entities. Parish council and you get the advice from the new social housing because the house is big for some specific people. And we wanted to modify the house and we will explain how we can. So those people who are committed to the life, run them. So they don't know. It is really unfortunate that they are Jamaican. Spend their time to do this. It is really a disgrace. That those people who do that, we shame themselves. The other point today is you have to answer this program is designed to bring intergenerational. Meaning that this house, which is your house, becomes the asset of the developer. So this house is built on your land. Anything that is built on your land is yours.
I'll hold this and you hold it.
This is your category. If you want to build a country, you have to build. You have to get this together. So the social with this island, just like
You going to the side? Yeah.
Put it down. Some herb, that herb.
The ribbon cutting across the problem. And the scissors across the problem. Cut it! One more run across.
No do it there. Where do it then? Sir, let me get all the clothes. And viewers want to see the house? Yeah. That meant to. Thanks.
So what the plan is man come in? I saw that girl that go on there. Hey Pinky, come back over here, sir. Come Pinky. We can't stay over there, sir. You come up, sir. I'm gonna white when I'm coming. Some bright is in the face. Yes! You see you? This one you got?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic. Great. This is a
Yeah. Ready, sir?
Must have the clock.
Oh.
Leo, eh?
Hey, Pinky, may I see your hand now? Yeah, come on.
Fuck it.
Come back, wait. Crazy, come back, wait.
Huh? I don't know what I'm for. Oh, it is on the table. No, I don't think so, no.
So this is your unit here.
He's a bad
All the best. All right. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay. All right.
Tiana, don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Okay.
All right, guys, just letting you know that we're back inside the vehicle. We're going to the other house and it's going to be mute until we get there. Otherwise, I would have to end the live and start again.
no peace and love in the community. And that's what I'm saying.